I can.
Same,
So-
yeah, same. No, I'm gonna be pro it as well.
Phil, did your beard get darker?
No, it's my jokes.
That's it. There you go. I'm just trying to write jokes darker than my beard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe less red hair is not unsustainable. Okay.
Yo.
What's up?
Your voice was so soft coming in, I thought you were Rachel.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Where's Rachel and everybody, huh?
Fucking stragglers.
Right. This is like the lowest turnout we've had in a couple weeks.
It's Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody celebrates Father's Day.
Everybody's out partying with their fathers.
Yeah.
Makes me a shitty son.
Mm.
People usually show up between 1 and 1:15.
Oh,
I tried to move it back to say doors were open at 12:30. Didn't make a difference. So. Human behavior.
Mhm.
Beat into me in all the marching bands that I did. Hey, rehearsal starts at 8. Oh, okay. That means there's instructors sitting there. 59, 8, got. Like,
Yeah, that's how it goes. I remember those days.
Yeah, you can run stuff like that. But I mean, this is volunteers for free. It's people do what they do.
Yeah.
we need a little Dwight Schrute in the.
A what?
We need a little Dwight Schrute.
Beat juice the office?
The Office?
Yeah.
Oh, because he was so nuts about rules and everything?
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah, Phil, Zena, this is my friend Tori. She's new.
Hi. Say that.
Well, I'll wait to start the meat of things until, you know, the everybody gets here at 1:15 or whatever, but we can go ahead and start on, you know, whatever. Like if you guys have bits,
Yeah.
like again, I like the fact that everybody getting some type of chance to run their stuff,
Mhm.
and then have the group work on it. The reason why it's going to work better online is because then people can work on your stuff all week.
Right.
Like if you put a 3 to 5 minute clip up there and it's in a dedicated space and everybody knows what it is, then if I'll do that. If I get bored and you said something I liked, I'll go on there and just throw jokes at it.
I mean, you were talking about also like trying to develop ideas. Is that what you wanted to hold on to? Like we'll say for a few minutes.
We can talk about that. Like I was also trying to get the sense of there's so many different formats you can write, like
Yeah.
all the way from stand up down to full screenplays, and people have different interests all the time. Like they'll give me scripts. I had a guy very early, like in first class, I taught them Accelerator. I can't pay after. He's like, I've got this movie. Would you look at it? I'm like, sure. And it was terrible, because it's always terrible because people are writing, for the first time in formats and trying to do things without team, without training. But I'll still look at it, and give you feedback on it. But if you can sort of create a list of what you're working on. Look at that, it's Quay.
Hi.
Good Lord, what's going on?
A rare sighting.
Rare Quay study. All
Come on, bro.
right, that's enough to get started. We'll just do it this way. Quay's here, everybody. I feel like one of the originals.
Yeah, no, I am.
An
That's been
OG.
going along for that long, but
Yeah. No, it's been almost a year.
yeah, I think it started in August.
Yeah, it's Started September.
The creek did you dirty on that. Like I wanted to come, like when I first got to Austin, like I was wanting to come to the workshop, and every time I would check online, they'd be like, "Hey, it's a free workshop," but under like they set up a ticket thing. They always said it was sold out, so I just never came.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's
Oh my god, that's so unfortunate.
Yes.
I would totally have done the same thing for that. Like, oh, I guess
I
pick
love
up.
Austin, so I had to show up.
I figure sooner or later people figure it out.
Yeah.
I told the creek about all these things.
Yeah.
They fix what they want to fix. They don't fix what they don't want to fix, and it's not like.
So you would have met me a long time ago.
Well, y'all haven't been paying?
Where's all this money going, Dan?
Yeah. All this. So let's orient. So the first thing, housekeeping wise, I want everybody to create a list of all their projects that they've got in mind, and that can be everything from these are the ones that I feel like I've really got to hold on. Here are the ones that are kind of in the middle, just sort of thinking about. Here's just some ideas. But like a dedicated Google Doc that's got just your ideas listed. Like you don't have to, you can write a quick description of them or whatever, but don't try to write them in that Google Doc. It's literally just an outline of all my creative projects that I have considered that I think have some value or some interest to me. And the reason why I'm going to drop everything, I'm going to try to get everything you do, into Google Docs, is because that makes it shareable to 50 people instantly. You can't have that conversation with 50 people. They're not going to listen. They're going to forget. Verbal is a terrible way to transfer information, although that's what human beings do all the time. So Google Docs in writing is much better. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. How many projects do you think you have, like just sort of floating around in your mind?
A lot.
Depends on what you consider a project.
Yeah, right.
Anything like you'll flash on, you're like, oh, I bet that'd make a good whatever. 50? 100?
Like 50-ish, yeah.
10?
Around
I had 2 minutes.
I have 3.
3? I have thousands. Because I've been collecting these things forever, and I always put them in a file.
I was about to say, how many I've pinned is way different from how many have flashed through my head at times.
Well, and you find like if you're a creative and you're trying to make money off your brain, you're basically mining your brain all the time. Keeping that list of ideas, when I was working much more actively in selling creative, mostly writing, those things become very useful. And like I sold a one-person show idea to a guy that I had flashed on when I was driving through some small town in North Carolina. And I saw all these people driving around the Burger King for entertainment, which is what they do. They just find something and
It's the Dairy Queen.
yeah,
Small town.
they drive around and I'm like, oh, small towners have to entertain themselves. And it doesn't matter what it is. They'll turn everything into entertainment, like going down to the lake or, whatever, shooting things, in the middle of the night, whatever, it doesn't matter. But they get very creative about it. And that became a central theme for this guy's one-person show. So you never know. So I want you to get used to starting to collect things. And I'll even give you a list, because for comedy, it goes, to me, like stand-up is the quickest and easiest. Like how many bits do you have? Not develop, again, flash ideas, oh, this might be fun. Did a little bit of work on it to I'm actively working on these bits.
Yeah. It is difficult for me to sit and write one bit, but I find it easier for me, like, for example, when I'm traveling or doing something around town or whatever, to just have my phone and like make jokes as things happening in front of me. So, like vlogging, but so not really, I don't know, is that an ADHD thing, whatever?
You just have to figure out, okay, so here's me flashing on ideas and I'm collecting those ideas. That's the first step, like training yourself and disciplining yourself as a writer to collect those ideas.
Capture them.
And that discipline is hard for a lot of people. Even just the fact of, putting it down into the computer or on your phone in an organized way, you know where it is, you know where to go find it, it's labeled, all that kind of discipline work as a writer. The second thing is then it goes into development, right? And if you like to drive, like a car is a great place to drive because it's a studio.
Yeah, that's
completely enclosed. There's no sound outside. You're protected inside. You know, you barely have to pay attention to drive, you know, even though everybody's, you know, this far from dying. So it's a great studio to write in, and there's energy, you know, because of motion and things like that.
I specifically drive without music because like it's like it just forces you to write like the whole time you're driving.
Yeah, I turn music off all the time because it interrupts your thought process.
A lot of times, if I'm driving, I'll be listening to like sports radio, and because that helps me keep topical things going. And I'll pick up something, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start ranting. Turn the radio off, hit voice record, and go off for the next 10 minutes or however long it is.
So figuring out all those development tricks for yourself, like, is super important, and you gotta learn to respect them. So if your mind works this way, then you've got to work with your
I like
mind.
how you said respect. It's really more of remember to like maybe make a voice note about this joke, or it's
Yeah, that's the discipline part. You would all get a lot more disciplined if you were getting paid to do it. I promise you. Like right now, it's maybe money in the future or whatever. But like when I worked at CBS, I had an hour 15-minute commute in every morning through LA, and I would do half my writing on that drive because it was free time. I couldn't do anything else, and I knew what was coming up that day during the show, and I would just have my voice recorder just write jokes. And by the time I got into work, half my work was done. And it was different than everybody else's because it was based on what was going on around me. I remember driving down Beverly Boulevard once and saw a store called Party City. And it flashed on the joke of, hey, if you don't want me drinking half a liter of vodka in aisle 7, don't call it Party City. Said that one when I walked in, turned it in. It was on national TV that night. And they loved it because it was out of nowhere. But if it wasn't out of nowhere, it was out
Because
of
everybody sees
stimulation
it.
from other places that you're moving over into a location that nobody else has got that. So you really got to respect your mind, learn how it works, and then discipline enough to do that. And when you're getting paid to do it, that makes it so much easier. Because I knew like I had to keep that job, and one way to get that job was my creativity was different than everybody else's. There were 10 other writers trying to get that same little slot of that joke. So, so that's the kind of mechanical technique of the week, or writer technique of the week. Start disciplining yourself to understand how your brain generates, and then get it into a written format. Doesn't matter if you have to speak it and then turn it into a transcript, doesn't matter. But it's got to be in your Google Docs or it's useless. So, Gil, when you're asking like how to do the stand-up stuff, if I can get you all trained to do that, I'm going to get everybody set up with a Google Doc. I've got a Google Doc system for doing development for stand-up script. And then to drop videos in, because with stand-up, I've got to see you do it. Like you say it to me, it doesn't, I can't see you do it. So even if you're just practicing it, videotaping yourself on the camera and dropping in a 3 or 5 minute thing into the Google Doc so everybody can see it, then that's probably better than doing it in here. Because again, everybody can rewrite it or rewatch it and stop it and write it as they go. So that's what I'm looking for the stand-up thing. Get everybody trained to organize all your writing. Here's my stand-up bits. Here's the one I want to work on this week with the group. Drop it in there. Here's a transcript of it, and then we'll either do it as a 1 hour or something meeting to sort of coalesce it all, or you can just do it constantly with each other. That make sense? Are you doing any of that yet? Like, people you do that
I'd be
with?
going crazy if I didn't do that. I gotta write it down or I can use my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
ADHD.
I mean, since I started doing, launched myself into this, part of what I've been doing is kind of going back through other writing that I've done and going, this could, but like, I have one piece that is kind of a long piece that's a short joke, so to speak. And so there's like 3 or 4 bits within that piece that could pull out and become their own thing with still the piece in its own little.
Yeah. Again, it's just different formats you're developing it into. Like Chris sent me a story this week about this debacle of trying to get his son's sweater back from Italy because all the tariffs have changed, and Now, like a $20 sweater is costing what, $212
$212.50.
to try to get it back.
It's funny, I promise.
Yeah, so he wrote it in sort of a long-form story, kind of an essay, but you could crank that over into stand-up. The difference being, hey, great concept, now I need a joke every 7 seconds. And we're off. Okay, so this is why I started this whole process, was saying there are people who write in order to get things done, and there are people who are writers who like the discipline of it, and the writerness of it, and the text. And most people are somewhere in the middle, but you got to at least start moving towards the side where you're like, oh, I've got to get this stuff into a document, because otherwise it's not shareable.
If you guys, I don't know if anybody's new is anti-AI, but there's this device that I've been using called B-E-E. They just got bought by Amazon, and it's just a little button. You record it, and it goes into the app, and it takes my voice notes. But the best thing is, if I say, oh, remind me to come back to this in 3 days, it will.
Wow.
And I don't have to do anything. I don't have to copy any transcripts, because that's the problem with voice memos, is you have to remember to go back and like label it, and I'm just kind of not going to do that.
It's like a personal assistant.
Yeah, it will like name it for me and everything. So I do it for my like work stuff, and then also stand up. It'll say, hey, you had some really good stuff these last 3 days. Like, here's the common theme in all 3 of them.
It's called B.
B-E-E, yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood solves that by a horde of personal assistants and writers, interns, following you around all the time, writing all shit down and then organizing it for you and giving it to you.
You can, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but you can, on like Google Docs, you can set up like a transcript.
Yeah.
And so you can just dictate.
Directly
And
in there.
if you're clearly articulating well enough, like it's gonna pick up your voice and just type stuff out. That can also help with that as well too.
Yeah, I promise you, there's so much tech and so much more tech coming for this stuff. But the first core is, can you flash on funny ideas? Do you notice funny things? Like uniquely funny, original things that other people aren't noticing. If you're just noticing what everybody else is noticing, you're probably, pretty far behind about trying to, get into the higher levels of comedy writing and stand-up and things like that. You gotta get your brain to start noticing things that other people don't notice. Which partly, again, is discipline. Of just looking at something long enough or in different ways that your brain starts to look for difference instead of normalcy. Which is why we kind of started with variations, as our major technique. Okay, so that's the mechanical thing for the week, or the writer technique for the week. So the mechanical comedy writing technique I'm going to work on this week are pairings. Specifically, but basically, the technique is take 2 distinct things and pair them up. And that can be contrast, how different they are, how similar they are, or it can be all the way down into mergers, where you merge them, where you combine them into one thing. Contrast, comparison, similarities. If you look at most roast battles, which we were talking about, there's similes. They all generate on the same of the word like. They're comparing you, or whatever you are, to some horrendous version of a similar trait. If you take it one more step, where you merge and combine things, sometimes they do these as separate techniques because mergers are such a distinct comedy thing. But basically, where you combine worlds and you interweave them, it may be the master technique in stand-up, where you say, Iran?
Iraq, yeah.
Iraq or Iran?
No, Iraq.
Iraq.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you say it says Iraq, you got the word rock, right? And people are doing this like, I posted a joke this week about Sisyphus now just sits at his laptop all day. The fact that Sisyphus is a mythical character pushes a rock up a mountain all the time. Everybody uses the word rock to get to mergers. Rock and roll, like literally Mike sent me a joke about he tagged that post with Sisyphus listens to rock and roll. Somebody else sent me a thing about, I can't remember what it was, but it's all merger on the rock. Suddenly, the rock isn't just a rock in the Sisyphus world, it's also rock and roll. So think about some of your jokes and tell me if you use merged or even, comparisons or contrasts.
I mean, I was writing one yesterday about the World Cup and how if the World Cup is held, in Italy or France, people go there and they go visit the Louvre, they go visit the Colosseum, they come here and they visit Buc-ee's.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got the contrast of American culture and European culture. And these jokes are everywhere right now. They will be for the duration of the World Cup. Now switch it and go similarities. So what's the similarities between the Europeans and the Americans, tourists in both? Anybody got anything?
Didn't get that far last night.
Doesn't matter what country, they're so stupid soccer fans.
So you can also use a reversal comparison or something where you then talk about how Americans would be in Europe.
Sure. Americans would be like, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Where's the gas station at?
You just lock that pair together and you find similarities, contrasts, and you merge them. Those are the three master techniques underneath pairings. Like when you do merger stuff, I told you guys, like when you're writing TV monologue for late night, almost all of it is merger jokes. Two big stories crashed together in one joke. And we could literally, World Cup, UFC 250. The jokes would just start pouring back and forth. If we wanted to.
There's definitely like a combination there about them playing the wrong football at the stadium because the World Cup is happening in Arrowhead Stadium right now.
There you go. That's literally a merger. So you would just take the Chiefs and go like, Travis Kelce is playing for, I don't know, who are you playing for?
Chiefs.
Well, that's the whole premise of Ted
Argentina,
Lasso.
isn't it counted there?
American coach and
Well, it started as a commercial. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's hilarious. He's like, no, what's tackle? Go ahead, tackle him, and he has him tackle him.
Yeah.
Well, because I was in Boston last week and saw the Iraq match versus Norway, and Boston is basically taken over by the Scottish people because that's where the matches are. And everywhere you go, everybody's talking about baby boom in 9 months because of the Scottish. So that could be because
Sure, in two countries, like even Iraq and Norway, like you see that instantly, right? Like those two cultures merged. Is funny.
There's you talk about merging of cultures, Bostonians and Scottish getting together, and like the amount of drinking that happens between those two cultures apparently is like completely like decimating the beer in this city of Boston.
Yeah.
In the stadium, even like the fans, the way they cheer, like with Iraqi, they're all like on drums and like dancing, like they're crazy. The Vikings, they call them. You just hear nothing, silence, and then out of nowhere,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
just that calmness of the Norwegians, and then.
Yeah, so like you need to train your brain to overlay things on top of each other. Constantly look for two things. We'll talk about this maybe next week, that you can bring inside the comic frame, put next to each other, and decide, are they different, are they similar, or are they going to be exactly the same? Am I going to merge them? And those techniques will generate so much comedy for you. Again, the idea is like, here's the abstract cognitive description of that technique, of those three techniques, and you'll kind of get it, and then maybe if you think about it more, you'll understand it more, get more depth to it. It doesn't become useful to you until you either smash it down into your subconscious where you do it so much that your brain just, like you were just saying, you're seeing reversals everywhere now. When your brain starts working just on comedy, it'll do this stuff whether you want it to or not. Or just write them up as a list. Like that's literally those 5 right there. If you can do those 5 well, you can work as a professional comedy writer. I promise you. Those are 5 of the most dominant writing techniques ever.
I see sometimes that stuff in what is, just like a straight headline or a straight news, like the fact that the Scottish team's victory song is Country Roads, the John Denver song, and it's like, where the fuck did that come from?
Those things merge.
Yeah! But yeah, so like just riffing on like how that happened seems like that would be fun.
I used to have this bit, like my ex-wife was Native, and so it was like her family loved me every day of the year but Thanksgiving.
I like it. Okay, so let's do a little exercise with this. When you want to do news, what do you want to do? Where we'll pick some stuff and we'll let you guys sort of get in 3s or 4s, and we can generate, you want to do stand-up or TV monologue? What do you want to do? We can do sketch ideas too. We haven't done sketch ideas. Why don't we do that? Pick something. Again, I don't like to just pull things out of the ether. I like to look at the internet, look at news sites, and it'll start generating things for you. There's a ton of stuff going on in sports right now. There's a ton of stuff going on in politics. It just mix them. So breaking group of 3. Let's say I think there's 10 people. So group of 3 or 4, and let's generate some sketch ideas that do merger.
Okay.
Chris, we are the closest.
Okay. What are we doing?
Merger ideas for skits. We're gonna like look on the news a little bit, see like some ideas for skits that could be merger comedy
Yeah,
skits.
it's $41 and there's no subscription, so.
I'm reading this. It's all pretty lame.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Right there is kind of its own little strange snapshot, but then I've been trying to wrap my head
Tommy
around
taking
how
those
to
bearings.
get
Oh, I don't.
type thing. And one of the things I came up with is drag queens reading Bible stories. So like there's a basic story, maybe they both come out. Read it to pieces. I don't know what to do.
The first is to figure out what are the associations with the two.
Oh, I agree with that.
Figure out what overlaps. Yeah.
You guys find some stuff?
I'm looking right now.
Have you heard about this? Have you heard this one?
So you know it is because the U.S. is used to like nonstop.
Yeah, so it's basically have to get commercials. There's a 20-minute mark and then a 60-minute mark on the population with mergers. So the irony
So I just think of the technical
Taking all the disparate subjects or something
together to overnight strengthen the bond for vibration.
Oh, I like the hydration breaks. I think the hydration breaks.
Right now we're trying to do
Yeah, okay, that's
things.
that's
Just because that was on my mind, but
I'm writing a little World Cup stand-up. I'm gonna
Yeah, I think the directly one have a harder time thinking something where associations are things
King
people are
Charles
gonna
also
expect.
Harry and Meghan Royal.
Yeah.
We just
I'm sure it's got a real well placed for like the merge of that and what? Like what is the place for this parents? Would it be like something else that?
It's like,
Imagine
joke, it was like,
what life is like if you
Okay.
went
Okay.
you know, get your souvenirs and all that.
So what is your idea? What you said? I think Okay.
especially when the fucking campsites and you know, the 4th of July.
I don't know, something about them saying like not the real place to stay for the UK.
Modern movies.
It's like, I don't know, like something like maybe it's like a wholesale kind of emphasis. I don't know. I mean, this is, I guess that was before joke. He said said he wants us to get skit.
I think
So
these
it's like more
I
like.
was just gonna say something simple like a World Cup matchup where you're like.
You see any funny things in the news?
What are the
Oh, like
subjects
you
you're talking about? What are the
What?
subjects you're talking about?
He had a good one that I thought was funny. It was King Charles offers Harry and Meghan a royal place to stay for the UK return.
I think that's
It's like it doesn't say where.
There's a lot of times
I
where-
thought maybe you could make a joke in that. or something.
I'm just thinking about like, you come home for Christmas, and you get
There's
some
a lot of
salads.
people in the crowd singing
You're getting a
couch
couch.
and then like appropriating
Oh,
other
like
things.
somebody
Yeah.
with the
Y'all have a place to stay.
like a reporter interview.
Or just like
If you're lucky,
finishing
you're
crowds.
told, hey, here's a hotel room, here's an Airbnb.
Okay.
Could be the housing crisis is starting to hit the royal families.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
Scotch person's dressed like a
Or like,
geisha,
I don't know,
whatever you
some
wanna
people
do,
call
like,
like the
fight
toilet
the
the
idea that
throne.
they're just
So
appropriating.
there's some
the
kind of
crowd.
like double entendre somewhere. Not with the toilet,
Okay, so
but
now
like
hotel
something that they think like you're like they're gonna offer them
It's no.
this royal place, but then they really like, you know, it's like
If
yeah,
you want to do that,
throne.
it's just a question of whether you want to just.
I don't know, I haven't fully decided where
Yeah,
that could
because
go.
you have to write the jokes now. Okay.
It's
But you need a character to write the jokes. Like what the
Yeah, we can figure out. Yeah. So the mix is either Scottish and then like what is the other piece? It's like appropriation or is it something
a
else?
disaster. But yeah.
Grab a
Yeah,
spot.
what's the
Right.
What are the two things?
Corners up and over there.
John Denver?
But there's not a lot of verbiage.
You guys know what
John Denver, he died on a plane and he wrote a couple songs. Like I think that's why.
You did?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess they should.
We were talking about taking two very distinct things and comparing them, either
Nobody
contrast,
knows.
comparison, similarities, or merging and combining the ideas.
Yeah, but we're trying to like
So we're
compare
just
two
looking
things. So I'm trying to figure out
For
what
like
was the
source
second
material at
thing.
this point.
Funny ideas to merge
So there has
to
to
be
be
a
like
skit.
like a
That's
clear
what he's like
distinction,
trying to
or
find.
like we're just trying to
Mhm.
say
Yeah,
what
it's
it's
kind
about.
of like in the news. It's like two ideas that merge together immediately.
Scottish and yeah, Scottish.
Yeah.
Like what is the?
Okay, so we're.
I don't have anything yet.
I have an idea about Trump blaming the algae bloom reflecting pool on global warming.
Okay. Yes.
What is the pitch?
What was it?
Like they're
Maybe something. The merge of those two, like the tide pool, that would probably do it. Maybe like
Maybe they
the
don't.
algae bloom,
Like
like global warming.
Colorado.
I mean, there's some kind of merge in that.
I understand your premise, but what we're trying to do is kind of compare
I saw a hilarious like sketch where it was the reflecting pool like in the background, and they were about to drop one of the cartoons from Roger Rabbit into that things because it looks like the same color as what they called on the movie The Dip, and that's what they had. That's how they would kill cartoon characters. You put them into this bag of shit, and it looks just like a reflection pool. It's just like
Okay. Merge it in.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
it's
like a murder
it's
that-
just like us two going on
The
and
cartoon
like what is
characters.
that like?
There's your parent.
Right, well.
I mean, I also think it's kind of. I think just the whole.
Broken monument.
What attracted you?
They're going to be celebrating the World Cup
No, it's like combining two worlds. Like we go on a date and like
on
she,
July 4th
it's her idea do this and my
in
idea
New
do
York
this.
City. I think that's supposed to be the
contrast, or
championship.
if we're trying to do something.
Oh yeah. Like where would you go?
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, we did.
This is kind of
Yeah, there's no chance in hell we're actually going to be a part of it. Like, we're going to get the shit kicked out of us. And the biggest event that was supposed to be happening on July 4th, on our 250th
I'll take my
anniversary.
shit.
In New York City, we're not invited.
Yeah, we're just all sitting in our classes, over.
I'm thinking that this maybe feels like a merge already because ancient Roman curse tablets found in the Netherlands contains
Yeah, so
rare
like, I'm trying to get a
Egyptian
senior
magic
discount
written in Greek.
or whatever. That's like
So that feels like that merges a bunch of stuff.
I'm just gonna do a Google search on all the.
Got married, so you can get all the
Feels merged.
No.
I could get all the
Egyptian magic.
kid discounts.
This is how I do it.
I could get all the
Free
children's
parking, free parks. Free parking was
Yeah.
This is harder for me with the skit than it is to maybe do a stand-up. I feel like.
All right, got anything cool?
Yeah, it's very
Not that good.
Yeah, the world has a
Like, but I appreciate it. I feel like
And then pointed him.
All right, let's reconvene the general room.
Yeah.
That wasn't on your
Oh, yeah.
Let's, so again, as we continue to try to mock up writer room processes, this is what would happen. Like everybody generates ideas and then pitch. I think next week I'll show you all some stuff about pitching, like just in general, because it's such a skipped skill. So I want you to just pitch for whatever you guys came up with. You can each pitch something, or you can pick a representative. But what we're trying to figure out, let's say, is for tonight's talk show, that's going to be on national TV. We know what the stories are. We need a sketch. So usually on talk shows, they either do a desk piece, which is an extended talk type of a bit, like a rant or whatever, or they do a full sketch where they bring in actors. And so we're going to do a sketch tonight. So start pitching to me. I'm the head writer. We need a sketch tonight. We got 15 minutes. We won't take that long. Somebody better have a sketch. So here we go.
Should we have a name for the sketch?
I don't know. I got forced. I decided it was in my advantage to marry a young cis white man as a old gay black woman.
Okay, so what's the sketch? Old.
Very mixed couples.
Very mixed couples. Extra mixed.
Extra mixed couples.
So your job now as a writing staff is to heighten everything they're pitching, right? To make it funnier and funnier until it's like everybody goes, yeah, we got to make that.
What if it was an adoption agency where it only had hyper-specific combinations of kids? You know, like a bisexual 3-month-old with Iranian mother and a black gay
Okay,
dad.
so that's a different direction. We're going younger. Keep going. I like the idea of like very mismatched culture. That's like Harold and Maude, right?
Benefits. Okay, so
That's like he wanted to marry me so he could like latch on all my senior discounts.
Yeah,
I wanted to marry him for the white privilege.
By the way, that's all sitcoms are, is mismatches. Like that, literally. Like if you just look at the characters, they never let two characters overlap. They have to mismatch. Okay? So you want his white privilege, he wants
my senior discounts.
Your senior discounts.
What is it called?
And your rhythm, like your black.
Right. He's gonna give me the blues.
Same stuff.
He's gonna give you a reason to write blues songs.
So is this a matchmaking thing?
I was thinking like 90 Day Fiance or something.
Yeah.
Off of that. So like we're at the airport and then she realizes I don't actually have white privilege there.
Right. We're both at the back of the line.
Because he's actually Palestinian.
The beard set it off. Set off.
Like, but I appreciate that.
So again, think of variations like not would you say 90 Day Fiance, 90-second Fiance. Okay.
Right.
So now you can see the sketch. Like bam, 90-second Fiance. You got to go through the whole relationship. You're an older black gay woman, younger. Okay, bam, here we go.
You're having little private interview sessions with like them like.
With sketches, because they're so intense and so fast, they need a really hardcore central concept to hook everybody, play it out, big ending, and you're done. That's why Saturday Night Live has turned into such shit on its sketches, is because they don't have the urgency, the speed, they're filling time. Whereas before it's like, great idea, great blow up in the act outs, and then a big button at the end and you're done.
What about marrying, like, he marries her to get a green card and then finds out she's not actually a citizen?
I think that's been done, but I like it.
Okay. You can throw all sorts of stuff in there. You gotta keep hitting beats. So even a sketch has beats, which means here's the concept, everybody's got it. Now it's gotta have difference, and we're out.
Right, and in this type of sketch situation, perhaps the title is the thing that like throws everybody into the concept so that they're.
It might, but like most sketches don't get a title at the beginning, they just start into the sketch.
But if we're thinking 90-second Fiance, then that's a.
Yeah, we could, yeah, for sure, if it was a TV show. So who's got the out? What's the button? What's the twist that kills it, that finishes it?
Well, I think then they're stuck with each other. Like they find out they marry each other.
Okay, so maybe they don't get out.
They found out for no good reason.
I want something bigger, like what's a bigger story of how to get out of a marriage? Murder?
Right.
So
So we end up murdering each other.
It'd be like a
that
freak-
same moment.
Freak accident.
How do you make
Freak
murder?
accident at the cookout.
Like inheritance is part of
The
it.
method is
Yeah,
is
so-
how to make murder.
Okay, so you start to see how that works? Alright, let's get into the pitch.
Can we do our pitch round?
Yeah,
Let's
so-
do it.
I'm gonna start it. She's gonna finish it. She's fun. But
Okay.
so we got the reflecting pool. All right, this is true. It was the pitch to.
I feel like when you said reflecting pool, like Trump should look at it and see like something.
This is where it
looking back
starts.
at him.
This is
Yeah,
where it
talking about
starts.
the reflecting
So it's
pool. Wow.
So Trump is like,
I don't want to see
where
it.
did I go wrong with this reflecting pool? It goes back to the
What's
pitch meeting.
It's a Wayne's World reference.
Come on, you know, Wayne's World. It's a dream sequence.
Dream
Starts. All right, the dream sequence. The dream sequence start, and it goes back to the pitch meeting. All right, and then the guy comes in, and he's representing Greenwater Tech. This is true, by the way. It's called Greenwater Tech. And he goes, "I got you," and he starts like, "I straightened the Leaning Tower Pizza, not pizza." You know, I did the Ronaldo statue. If you've seen that, he's got all these terrible, terrible things, and Trump's like, "That's my guy," you know, and the whole sketch is that. I did
Okay,
that.
shitty pitches.
Yeah.
Got it.
But it's like, but what if it's Shark Tank and their examples are, you know,
Shit tank. Like I was here the
Yeah.
shittiest idea.
Yes.
There's like a real, like
It's
three
actually
like
really
it.
good
great
ones.
because of
I
us.
like it.
Yeah, there's like a really good one.
Yeah, so we've got to rehearse one Shark Tank.
And I think you keep like your Leaning Tower Pizza. I think you misname every single.
Too easy. Pizza's too easy, but yes, I can see. Yeah, that's
But we're
where
Fallon,
go.
are we Fallon or Kimmel? So if we're Fallon,
We're never foul.
Unless
We're
you're
probably not
Joe, if you're right
We're
for
probably not
Joe,
even
you're
Kimmel. Like if we're doing sketch, we're Conan.
Okay,
Best-
so
best
that's gotta be
sketches in
smarter
history.
then. Okay. We'll be a little smarter.
What if you took that? What if you took that area and not necessarily about the? Well, that could be one event, the reflection pool stuff, but you have that Lincoln Memorial that's sitting up there that has been observing all of these crazy events at that location. Million Man March, I Have a Dream speech, like all of these crazy things, and now he's watching
Oh, he
him
just does
fuck
a
up the
face-
pool,
he just
and he's just like, God damn it! You know?
I think that's a good ending. Where
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
all this
shaking
pitch,
the
and then
sand.
they cut to the Lincoln Memorial. And he's like,
Yeah.
I was thinking you could pitch rebranding it as the swamp. That way they can drain it. I think it's our
Yeah.
that is green.
It turns into a swamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have the image
Yeah.
of Lincoln taking a dump in it. You know, like.
It's like, well,
He's
if
always
I find
sitting
it
there.
He's like, might as well.
or you could do it like an animation where you can see where he's been taking a dump this whole time. And it's been going in the pool.
Yeah, we finally found out the real reason that it's throwing
Or
out.
him just being pissed that like he can't stare at himself because that's the big narcissist that he really wants.
He just starts insisting that like instead of the reflection, that's just what you look like now. It's like no, this is
Okay, so we got a reflecting pool idea. What else? What other sketches we have?
I don't know if this fits, but now this just popped in my head. Like you got Lincoln sitting there, like looking over this thing, and like the Washington Monument's opposite side of it, right?
Yeah. It's
So Trump's new thing for the Washington Monument is to put like it's a stripper pole, and so now he's gonna put like this big carving of the stripper. Because he's like, well, Lincoln would want to see Melania, you know, on the
I think that
Monument.
goes in the pitch. One of his pitches is, you know, and here you put Melania on the Lincoln Memorial. Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Then you look over to the Lincoln Memorial, and he's sitting there with like cash dollar bills in his hand.
Okay, what else you got? That's 2 ideas. You guys had 10 minutes. There's 12 of you. Come on.
We were talking about there was a story about the royal family preparing a palace so that when Harry and Meghan go back over, and we were just kind of like throwing the idea of like you went to a family reunion, are you gonna get a royal palace, you know, thrown at you for a place to stay? No, you're gonna get a fucking couch and maybe a blanket and a shitty pillow, and that's about it. So something.
Okay, ramp it up. So we've got, and again, think of the
Maybe
easy
it's
ones, like royal family versus unroyal family.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
he's expecting to go back to like his royal room and then he could
Yeah.
put on the couch.
yeah the housing crisis hits the royal family.
Okay, so what would that look like?
They were like at a homeless shelter.
keep taking it. Like they're living in a swamp.
Yeah.
They're living in a tree house. They're heighten. Sketches have to be like
They have to move
super
into the
poppy,
council
really
projects
fast.
with all the rest of the people they put there in the first place.
He goes back to like some shitty, castle that's in the middle of nowhere that's run down and everything else.
Castle by
They
name
made
only.
Oliver Twist cry for them.
But they took that rundown castle and made like an HGTV show out of it, and now that's their thing, and now they make money.
Or they had to move into a White Castle.
No.
That's
That's a quick joke. That's a good quick joke. Like you could do that as a monologue joke, even like, hey, they're getting back to England, but they are in a castle that's been downgraded a bit, and cut to White Castle. That would be a monologue TV joke because, again, castle, the last image, and monologues now like to use actual visuals, Photoshop, and all that kind of stuff. So that would definitely work as a late night joke.
Next year, the king has to come and stay in their bungalow.
Okay, so take that same thing like King, like what could you do with King to flip it like that? So Prince,
Burger King.
I can still call him Prince Charles.
Yeah, there's Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King, yeah.
What else? What other kings in America?
Doghouse has a key.
Don King?
Sofa.
John King, but he's dead. Bernard King used to play for the Knicks.
I mean, Trump definitely wants to think of himself
Yeah,
as a king.
he wanted to pretend that.
King Kong.
King Kong.
All
All right.
That's it.
King Hope.
Okay, so you see how this works? Are we doing pairings? Does this make sense?
I'm struggling with it a little bit.
It's because your brain's trying to do a formal mechanical technique in a sort of quick, unnatural way. If I let you slow down and let your brain slow down, some of your brains will work better. Some of your brains will shut down if it slows down. You need the verbal things like that. But the discipline of just using one technique is hard.
Yeah.
But again, like if your host likes pairings and you can't write pairing jokes, then they just fire you and find somebody who can. Everybody's brain will work with different things, at different levels of quality. What I've always done is just practice the ones that I'm not good at, especially if I know the show likes to use those. So I was working at the Late Late Show when Craig Kilborn quit, and then we had about 3 months of guest hosts, and they all kind of wanted different things. Most of them didn't know what they wanted, just let us do whatever. But then for about 6 months, I was submitting to Letterman while I was looking for another job, and I had to completely adjust. His tastes in late night jokes are very different than what most people have. And it took me a couple months to actually figure out what they were. That he likes paired jokes like this. He likes wordplay. Like I sold a joke to him once. There was a story about a woman who was a prostitute. Just traded sex for two crates of potato chips with a guy. And the joke was, we'll talk about your Frito-Lay. And Letterman liked that joke. He finished the show with it that night because he got to, be ironic and with a just a tiny little bit of a joke in there, which he loved. So yeah, you gotta, depending on what you're trying to do, where you're trying to work, you may have to go into techniques you're not particularly good at. Questions? What you got?
Is this the same thing as blending worlds?
Yes. So, again, contrast, similarity, and blends. Once you find a really unique world blend, you can get so many jokes out of it. And it's so clever because the jokes just write themselves. So take the World Cup now. So take a couple of extreme countries like Norway or Sweden's probably even better. Because it's got the wooden shoes and the accent and the blondes and all that kind of stuff, and then literally just say like Sweden,
And
Haiti, something like that, and drop Sweden in the middle of Haiti, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was thinking of like, take Buc-ee's, and somebody from Haiti is going to bring a Buc-ee's to Haiti, like putting something so ridiculous as a Buc-ee's in a place that's like probably not the first thing that needs to get fixed there. There's probably some other things that should be the focus there.
Well, their culture's like, did you know that like in Japan, there's a tradition there of going out to KFC on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, I did.
Well, when I was living in Iraq, I would bring my siblings McDonald's from the airport, McDonald's burgers, drop them, take them, because that's a delicacy in Iraq.
Is it Jewish tradition to eat sushi on Christmas? Or something?
Chinese food.
Chinese food or something?
Yeah.
We
Why
eat
is that?
Chinese food and go to the movies on Christmas.
It's because it's the only place I'll go on Christmas.
Oh, Chinese food?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a documentary you need to see. It's called A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
That's it.
I like that.
So let's do a second version of this, and this one apply to your stand-up.
Okay.
Okay, so think about a stand-up bit you're working on, or that you've got, or that you've flashed on, you might like to write, and take 5 minutes and apply the pairing technique to it. What is it similar to? What is it contrasted to? What can I blend it with? And then we'll run a little stand-up bits. Take a minute to finish up and we'll hear some stand-up.
So when we get the teleprompter in, we can practice using that too.
You know, the more you practice stand-up and doing it from script like this, the more your brain will become a teleprompter. You'll be amazed at how much more of this stuff you can memorize almost instantly. If you're just starting, your brain has no capacity to do it whatsoever.
I've
Like
noticed
I can write a bit that day, a new bit, and pretty much go up and do it word for 5 minutes.
How do you do that?
Yeah,
exactly.
Practice. Carnegie Hall.
Your brain just learns how to do it. Like I've turned concepts like this into stand-up for 4 decades.
But
And my brain is just like, yeah.
But to just memorize it, like I feel like that's hard for me to feel delivery confident like first day.
Well, it's just acting.
Yeah.
I ain't got it.
So it's kind of like I like to write it down because then I have a script. I can literally see it in my head, and I'll highlight the beginning words or whatever of each different part of the bit. So all I gotta do is remember that one word, and I can kind of get all of it.
Okay.
Again, your brain picks up all these tricks for doing memorization. Like I'll give you an example of I'm like Aaron. I hear wordplay everywhere because my brain's a writer, so it likes to play with language. So one of the jokes that I've got buried with about 10 pages of research now in my files is I'm dating again, carbon dating. I think she's about 800 years old, but I don't know how to do carbon dating, so she could be 16. She's 16. She could have died last week. She died last week. And so it becomes, from carbon dating, it becomes a murder bit. And so I'm mixing science now with murder and dating. So it's kind of a triple mix. And then I go into because I research everything to find more material, the guy who actually came up with carbon dating is named Willard Libby, which I love because it was like in 1870, when 80% of the population was named Willard.
What is carbon dating?
Carbon dating, and I actually explain it because most people, probably are not going to know. It's how you tell how long something has been dead. So the half-life of carbon, it's really weird when you go into it. Carbon passes through your body all the time as cosmic rays, and your body absorbs a certain amount of it when it's dead versus when it's alive. So you basically can carbon date something for how long it's been dead by how much carbon it has, dead carbon it has absorbed. So they basically study how many dead cosmic rays have gone through your body. It's crazy when you think about it. But yeah, so.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a name bit, and a history bit, and a science bit, and the fact that everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bit. But I haven't looked at that bit in, I don't know, a year. And I can do a lot of it, you know, from that. And it's a pretty complicated bit, because it's science stuff. But again, your brain just starts to do it.
Yeah, maybe it's like a belief thing for me. Like I'm like, no, you just wrote that. You shouldn't do that today. I don't know. Stupid maybe.
One other tip is to do it as dialogue. Like instead of really trying to run it as a monologue. Like if I said, like, how many of you knew what carbon dating was? How many of you were vaguely aware? How many don't know what the fuck carbon dating is but think you do?
I don't know.
All of you.
That's a good.
None of you have ever heard that it, you know, measures cosmic rays of carbon going through you. And I'm not even perfectly sure that's true. Like it's something like that, but I may have got it wrong.
It's the isotope.
Yeah, the isotope.
Yeah,
like
one is a
decay.
living isotope, one's a dead isotope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all organic life in the planet is based on carbon.
See, now the fucking nerds start talking. This is what you, so I triggered some nerds.
Notes for after your bit.
So this is me, like if I were doing that bit I would literally be doing this. And somebody would talk and I'd be like a triggered fucking nerd. Nerd alert, I stepped on a nerd mine, and you know, and so I would build it with dialogue. So I know what the monologue is back here, but it's much easier to get crowd work going while you're memorizing bits. Okay, so everybody has a shot up here. I will get as many of these as we can. Pick your bit, and again, just as a tip, you don't have to memorize it perfectly, but don't meta it. Don't get up here and talk about the bit. Do the bit.
Thank you for that.
Okay? I don't need to hear why you think it's funny or what you're going to do later or what. Don't meta. Do the bit. If you want to do crowd work with it, perfectly fine. Does that make sense? Because everybody in workshops, because it's such a weird location, ends up doing all the, meta means all the talk around the thing to explain the thing. Don't do that.
And are we giving feedback after they do the
Yeah, why don't we let you run for a little bit, and if I'll just kind of guide it. If somebody's going too long, I'll kind of cut it, but we'll let you sort of organically feel your way through the bit. And again, we're trying to use pairing, but you've got 5 techniques up there on the board that you can think about. And as writers, again, the more these become illuminated in your brain while you're listening, you're like, oh, let me try to reverse this. Oh, let me see if I can heighten and beat this. Let me see if I can find pre-soaps to drop into this. Then your brain just starts generating material until you find the good ones, and you like blurt that one out. Okay, so who starts? Yeah. Again, have fun with it. Like you're not being judged. This is a new bit or it's an old bit. Doesn't matter.
You don't care for reading off of the bit.
I do care. Don't read it. Just get up and talk it.
Okay. All right. Well, that.
Because I'll tell you why. Because it will kill everybody else's creativity to hear you read something.
Okay.
Like if you talk it, you have to dialogue it or whatever. That's fine, but don't read it to us.
So, I was reading about you have to give 10% tithing, or else you're going to go to hell, right? So I started asking myself the question of what happens if I get into the line at hell and about to go inside and there's a father that's right in front of me and I'm like, hey man, like I'm a little worried about this situation, what's going on here? And he turns around and I'm pissed now because I'm in the same line that Father McDiddle is in the same line for, right? And I'm just asking Satan, I'm like, yo, come over here, man. Like, I need to figure out, like, all I did was I didn't tithe 10%, but now I'm in the same hell that he's going to be in. Like, I'm south of St. Peter's big, beautiful wall, but now I'm here because of this. And, the other way to think about it is...
Okay, let me stop you. All right? So you guys have concepts that he's introduced, right? Okay, there aren't punchlines yet. He's getting towards it.
I'm forgetting them.
There was one that we tried to do.
I'm forgetting the punchlines.
Father McDiddle was a wordplay,
That was
but
one,
that's
yeah.
not enough of a punch
Laws.
for stand-up yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. All I'm trying to do is say, every time you run past it, you introduce a new concept, the only reason to introduce it in stand-up is to get a laugh with it. So tithing is his first concept he started with. Did we hear any jokes at all about tithing?
In my ultimate wordplay, tithing.
Okay, you can start with that, sure. See what's in there.
Yeah.
So see what you can help him with.
What if you only tithed 5% and then went to half hell?
Purgatory.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what would that be
I
like?
like
Would
that.
it just be like, the airport, not in the lounge?
Is it Mark Logman?
Yeah, purgatory.
Say what?
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get one of those little fans.
Yeah, you're paying. You're paying for air conditioning.
Right. You tithe 5%, so you get a paper fan.
Is it just a shitty fire, or is it like really?
Very long.
Is it like a?
Is it just like somebody's left the thermostat too high?
Yeah, it's like it's mildly hot in here.
Slightly
You get menopause.
Hot flash.
I like
Also,
that.
what if you did your 10% and they just didn't turn it in, and you're still in the line with Father McDiddle's?
Yeah, bookkeeping.
I-
Who does that?
Honestly, when
receipts.
you were in the middle of talking about the tithing thing, I was waiting for you to talk about how you were like trying to negotiate. Well, what can I pay now?
Well, I'm forgetting some of the punchlines, but yeah,
Who doesn't know what
definitely.
tithing is?
What?
You may not know what tithing is?
Oh, look at
There's going to
you.
be people who don't know what tithing is. Because it's specific to a religion, even though it's common in America, it's getting
Yeah, you
10%
might
of
need
your
to
income.
explain it funnily.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain that. in your
Okay,
setup,
so-
just real quick.
Tithing is giving. You're supposed to give 10% of your income to the church or churches that you attend.
Okay, I assumed it, but yeah.
Yeah.
What if you,
Make it a joke.
But that,
can you make a
Just
joke
that
like
should
about
be your beginning joke, maybe.
Yeah. So I had forgotten one of the punchlines, which would be like. You
No,
know,
don't need it yet.
Nope.
Rachel.
Can you make a joke about the you died in the middle of writing the check for the tithing?
Oh, is it, I got one. Tithing is when you
One
give $100 to Joel Osteen each week.
You're not supposed to eat from the tree of knowledge, but you're supposed to know math.
Mm.
And most
Oh,
people
yeah,
do 10%.
Did even God charge you?
Is God an accountant?
You can also compare it to tipping. Like, where does that 10%? How does that break down? Like, is it all triple to get 1%? Like, am I going to hell because none of that money's going to angels? It's
Yeah, that's a fucked up concept, right? 10% is a weird number, right? It's just easy. That's why they picked it. Why not 7.5 or 7.25? Amortized over.
66.6.
They've been trying to push this metric system thing for a long time.
So there's a lot of the financial play aspect. of this.
Everything that you say in a stand-up routine, if I hear you say it and then continue on without comedy attached to that piece of information, you have failed as a stand-up. Not completely, but I'm just saying.
I
that's-
guess
you
as
missed an opportunity.
audience, I'm persistent audience more than doing what y'all do. And as audience, what that does is it sends me like going, oh, how come you didn't say this or this? And so you're losing me for whatever you're setting up next because my brain is starting to like think of jokes for you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the second thing you did, you did a pairing. You did me plus all the pedophiles, right?
Yeah.
Why am I have this tiny sin, but the pedophiles, I should have been a pedophile. I should have fucked kids
Right.
because I was in here anyway.
Right.
That
Channel
was the
your
best thing
inner
ever.
Louis
I
CK,
missed it.
Make it nasty.
But that's a pairing joke, right? Small sin, big sin, same place. So I would amplify that more. Okay, good. Excellent. I know I interrupt, but it just I don't know whether to people do 3 minutes of flawed monologue or to pick the flaws and help them fix each one as they happen. So right now I'm going with pick the flaws and fix.
Well, I'm hoping that it sinks that it's not just oh, he told me that one thing, but it sinks through the other stuff that we're all doing.
I'm a producer. I can't help it. I see something that could have been funny, and I'm like, stop, fix it, put it in, go back and do it again. Okay, Pat. Okay, stop.
I can compare how dating is in California, I act like I'm coming back from Iran. Like you don't know how it's like out there. You weren't there. Every day I wake up in the morning, I was like, which dictator am I going to be dating today? I just looked up, what was it? Suppression of, what was it? Suppression of oppression. Do you know what that is? Oh, okay. This is like the secret police. They always have the little spies, and always have like some. I always feel like her gay friends are always watching to twist how bad a person I am, and they're like excellent at that. So it's like secret spies. Dictators, they have like secret spies like that. So I don't know. I just thought of it right now. I don't know.
Okay, let's pull this, because I think like you as I was thinking about you there about performer versus text versus script.
Yeah.
Like I think you're an interesting performer. Your script gets jumbled really fast.
It's falling apart right now.
So the first concept is what? Dating is like.
Coming back from Iran.
Like
Living in California.
You're a war vet. You're a war veteran. Like,
PTSD.
So that's a mix, right? That's a pairing. So write jokes for them. Why is it like that? What do they share?
Whenever you get near a girl's school, there's explosions.
The PTSD.
You have to dodge all the
No, but he
crazy
said
people.
because like the dictators.
Sorry, Rachel. Go ahead.
You have to dodge all the crazy people.
Okay, there's crazy people.
Suicide bombers.
IADs. So here's the way to write blend jokes.
Yeah.
Go to each world, lay out really cool, distinct things in both columns, and then just start mixing them. So in a Iraqi war zone or whatever, you have like IEDs, like exploding devices on the side of the road, versus exploding women, walking out of my car. So every woman you date is her own personal IED. She's
Suicidal
booby trap or
bombs.
whatever.
You got an IUD, but then said you got an IUD.
There you go.
Yeah, you got IUD.
They all have fake kids that could be explodes at any time.
You said it was like dating a dictator, and I was like, okay, that's something right there.
Yeah, but that's a new concept.
Right.
It has nothing to do with war zones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dictator's a whole new world to blend, which is fine. That's why I say you tend to, a lot of ideas firing off in your head at once, which is fine in the development phase, but you gotta calm it down so that you can turn it into script.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the
Because you can
POV.
hit it all in your whole routine, you just have to put it in order so that people aren't like.
You need a writer mechanic who goes, oh, this would be fun to play with for an hour. I'm gonna list all the POW things, and I'm gonna make all these, and then they'll do 50 of them, and 3 of them will be fucking amazing. And then you get to take those on stage.
Yeah.
So again, that's the game. That's why you're all trying to either turn into writers or find writers who just like this game of, I need to generate great material that I can take on stage. Okay, next. I appreciate you always jumping up, Pat. You're very participative.
Well, now that JetBlue is out of the way, like they started repoing the planes, now I realize we're so much closer to getting like the flying cars. Like those two worlds are just sort of like bumping into each other. It's it's like you're gonna end up with used plane lots now, and like you're gonna have to figure out, it's like, all right, is this safe or is it not? It's like, because this guy lying to you, like this thing is definitely gonna start falling out of the sky. Like Airbus is gonna take on a totally different meaning now. It's like can you imagine having to go through TSA to wait at a bus stop? It's like kids are gonna start putting spoilers on their planes, and they're gonna just start dropping to the ground. I don't know.
All right, do me a favor. Act out a used plane salesman. So it's sitting right there. Used car salesmen are pre-soaks, right? They're funny. They're extreme. You've seen tons of them on TV. You can get as wild as you want with the character. That's never been applied to somebody trying to sell like a used 747 or whatever. This is only crashed once,
Oh my
Engines, they're rebuilt with duct tape.
Flown by
gotta-
my grandma. That's it.
It's got a
Yeah, my
weed-
grandma drove, flew this once a month.
Yeah,
What
to
would it
church.
take for
The
me
church.
to get you into this?
It's perfect.
got a clean jet fax.
Yes, this is a stand-up, A-quality concept. All right, absolutely, because those worlds are going to blend so nicely. You're going to get a lot of very unpredictable but highly familiar things drop out of it. So, like, anybody want to act this out? Like, do you like doing act outs? Who's a good actor? David, just jump up and just act like a used plane salesman.
Listen to me, buddy. This plane here, we heard about Spirit. It's one of the best. All right, I'm gonna give you a killer deal. You survive. It's gonna be even better.
So write some stuff for him. Give him some script. I'm gonna.
Oh, you
You gotta get an undercoat. You gotta get a true
I'm
coat on
thinking
this
of it's
plane.
like an auction between Spirit Airlines and JetBlue Airlines.
We replaced the
Okay,
landing
that's
gear with an
different. That's
airbag.
fine. That's a very just write for the used plane sale.
This plane is past its air fax. It only has minor collision damage from what it,
Little stuff,
Yeah.
Don't look into it. It's fine.
Only one engine is smoking.
Only one engine is slightly smoking.
Don't mind us.
Queen Elizabeth has
But you
flown
can
on
use-
this
You
plane.
can use the smoke for.
Definitely wouldn't use the bathroom on the back of the airplane.
Look at the paint job.
I'll throw in a parachute for when the plane crashes.
That's funny.
I'll throw
Yeah.
throw
It's
two
got half
free
a
parachutes.
airbag and 3 parachutes.
Yeah.
What do you want?
What's the mileage? What do you mean? As the crow flies, or?
It comes with extra disc off.
Okay, this is great. Good job. Good job. That's what I'm talking about when you hit a concept where they blend really well. Everything is already pre-soaked with tons of comedy. It's a crazy character. The lines are already kind of pre-written for you to drop plain stuff into. So now you're just mixing plain stuff into used car things. And if you really sat down and thought about this, you'd be able to, make this bit sing. So it's one of those things, and again, I don't know if you don't have to act it out. It would probably work just as script, but it would kill if you could really act it. So, okay, next. That's perfect for parent, by the way.
Channel your inner David.
Anybody? Yeah, jump up.
I have some stuff I've written. It's just clumsy.
Don't read it.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So
Don't read it.
Put it in your pocket.
It makes it a lot different.
I know it's so much harder. So I got a new job recently. I'm a phone sex operator. Get paid $800 to read a couple scripts here. One of the scripts I had to read was just literally coming home from work and being nice to my wife. The other one was waking up in the morning and just still being there. And these are the things that really get women off, apparently.
Okay, so let's go back into this. So you're taking phone sex, which is usually men, you're varying it as women calling it for phone sex.
You gotta
Is
act
that the
that
premise?
out, dude. You gotta act that out.
You
gotta be like, hey
You
babe, I
with the
get to
voice,
do this. You
Yeah,
know?
right,
Hey, I
right,
just
right.
finished
I have to
the
act it out.
vacuum.
I have to act it out.
You could be.
Listen, I walked.
You could be on a gay phone sex operator.
Yeah, gay
too.
phone sex paid
No,
even
very-
better.
yeah, let's get this one written. So
You're
that's the concept, right? He's flipping. Instead of men calling for sex, it's women calling for phone sex. Clean. I like the flip, the reversal. Now write the lines.
You're a
Well, what
phone
if-
relationship operator.
Phone relationship operator?
Yeah, so you're not a phone sex operator, you're a phone relationship operator.
Right, yeah, it is kind of what it is.
But what if instead of touch your nipple is touch the thermostat or walking them how to fix stuff, and
Yeah.
she's
Take
just
the trash
so
out.
turned on.
Touch the
because-
lawnmower.
Yeah.
I want to hear you do a few of these in your voice. First of all, you're a pro, a phone
I have a
relationship
few of them, and they're pretty rough.
Yeah, but I mean,
They're not funny.
It's fine if it starts unfunny. That's what writers are for.
Yeah, hey babe, I
Yeah, that's
vacuumed.
one of them is like, baby, I'm home.
Yeah.
It's like, put that fat cat down and come give me a kiss, pretty girl. It's just like, it's really rough. It's really rough.
Okay,
But
so
it's
now,
$800 an hour.
How about I made
I'm so sorry.
I'm vacuuming the
That's so
living
rough.
I'm vacuuming.
Why does it feel so
I'm
stupid? I don't know.
vacuuming.
That's almost
No,
good.
it's
Like,
actually
sucking up
household
so-
chores
yes,
in
yeah.
that voice.
And the next one is like me waking up in the morning just like, I just feel so comfortable. You know, we really never get a chance to just lie here together and just be with each other. Just, the way the sun is hitting your eyes, you look so angelic.
Romeo now is now I'm thinking of that romantic character.
Yeah, maybe you think romantic.
Yeah.
That's not your concept. Your concept is phone sex, but for women.
Well, those are the scripts they want.
Well, ironically, there's only about a minute of actual sex in the script.
Yeah.
Hardly at all. Yeah, hardly at all.
Only one of them had.
But maybe that's the joke. It's just like men.
Or it's I'm a phone sex operator for women. I have to talk for at least an hour. Because tantric or and she needs to have multiple phone sexes. Instead of men, it's like you said, $800 per minute or something. For men, it's like $800 per ejaculation. Okay, I'm done. It's over. But so there's any of those kind of reversals work.
Yeah. So how about phone cuddling instead of phone sex?
Okay. Interesting.
Let me cuddle you with your voice. It's your old job.
Yeah.
Do you know how much women will pay to have a phone
You can just
cuddler?
put the AirPod in your vagina and I'll hum.
Or did I say anything?
You keep making it creepy though, David.
That's his thing. That's okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's fine to take it filthy. You just got to decide whether you want to leave it filthy.
All right.
Okay, good. Next up.
I thought that was
Put it on vibrate.
These are good. You guys are getting the concepts like pairings and reversals. It's clearly playing out. So
Stuff is happening.
it's so funny. Everybody's like, comedy is art and it's inspiration. I'm like, are you sure? Because I can show you a bunch of fucking mechanics that just create it. Slow it down.
I stopped drinking 6 years ago. That was a big mistake.
And boy, am I thirsty.
I stopped drinking 6 years ago, and boy, am I thirsty. That's a big mistake. Now I realize how much life sucks. I was in a car fire. It was awful because I didn't die.
Okay, so let's take the first one. I stopped drinking 6 years ago. You guys got that joke, right?
Yeah.
Boy, am I thirsty. Because she's very dry. Her humor is very dry. That's a very dry joke.
I kind of liked it when you was like you said it that way, but then that was another tag. I feel like when you took that out and then just went straight to the tag, it was almost not as powerful.
What was the first one?
The first thing you said worked, and then just add that on top, I think was nice.
Right. That belongs
You took it out, and then it felt like it was missing.
That was a mistake. Because usually people think it's good when you stop drinking, such a flip it.
Yeah. So leave that in. That worked. That worked for you. We liked it, and then just add that.
I think it'd be hilarious if you had a glass of water and just
Yeah, like excuse me, do you guys mind?
I'm so thirsty.
Yeah.
Take forever to get to that glass.
Yeah, like your own way. Get to the glass in your own way. Yeah.
People will be clapping for you when you drink.
Yeah. That would be so
I
funny.
can see that. God, I'm thirsty.
An actor.
Or take it off someone's table, even funnier.
But yeah, I think there's more script in there. Clearly, the stop drinking 6 years ago. There's a story behind that. Moving right to the car fire thing is probably again undeveloped comedy, like Aaron was saying, leaves the audience sort of wondering why you gave us that little piece of information and then didn't develop into full.
Because I was trying to make a joke of that. I was trying to flip how I was trying to play up the life sucky without drinking. Something that.
There's definitely.
What?
Yeah, we
I
got
have to
it.
be more in there, but
I
I'm trying
understand.
to make jokes about doing all these things, but I still can't die.
Did you quit drinking before the car fire, or was that the cause of the?
Oh no, it was way before.
Maybe you could merge those then.
Be I only survived because I was less flammable.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or if I drank, I wouldn't have felt a thing in the car.
But what are we pairing though? Did I miss that?
Well, the drinking and maybe the car fire joke,
like,
because it feels like those match getting in the car fire and being drunk.
Without drinking.
Oh, it wouldn't have happened because I would have been too drunk to drive.
I stopped drinking 6 years ago, and now I have so much more energy.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that.
I like that too.
I mean,
And say it
yeah,
real
you
like
can just
dry, just like you.
Yeah.
After your
Can you
first
try
two
that?
lines, you just run a whole bunch of tags
People
on
always
like
tell me
that.
to calm down.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was starting to think, like, you stop drinking, so, but now I consume the alcohol a different way. I soak everything in alcohol.
I love the. Now I have this more energy idea. It's so funny.
Yeah, I can.
I like that.
You ready? What if the news anchors delivered the news Family Feud style? Maybe more people would be interested. The Trump children don't give each other presents for Christmas. They give each other.
What was the setup?
Oh,
too fast.
what if did I go too fast? What if news anchors delivered the news Family Feud style?
Oh yeah, I missed it a little bit. It was
Yeah.
a little too fast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So what if news anchors delivered the news Family Feud style with a live audience?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll do we surveyed 100 Republican men, and they say women really want blank for Valentine's Day.
Death threats.
And
Yeah,
That was my comedy ready.
Go ahead and play it out. Like Family
Yeah.
Feud's big. It's like,
yeah.
and survey said,
Yeah,
you know,
survey says, and lobotomies, more kids. Like I just wrote down a bunch of. Sorry, doing the meta thing.
More islands.
And then the other one was.
let's stay on this one. Let's see if we can turn this into like stand up yet.
Okay.
So I like the concept. So you're blending Family Feud and the news.
Mhm.
I think that the news should be delivered like Family Feud.
Yeah.
And Trump has destroyed what? America. Top answer. Half the world. Second answer. Whatever. So the premise works really well. You're just gonna have to come up with sort of instances that take the news, drop it over into Family Feud.
Would all
Supplies.
the contestants be like formal news anchors?
Yes, I don't know, y'all. We just made this up.
Well, just think about the script first.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what can you take from the news, like UFC 250, or like the
I did
Iran
reflect-
reclosed the Strait of Hormuz this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how many years will it take for the reflecting pool to be restored? That's how when we were talking about that, came up with it. Like 20, 30, like go higher. I don't know. And then there was one where I said, Texas has a big storm coming up this weekend. Where is Ted Cruz heading?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Hawaii, the office, and like,
Survey says 6 years of re-election because he's in.
I think the setup needs to include how the news is designed around what people want to hear, and so now this is the setup.
So are you going to need a lot of audience participation? Are we going to have to yell out? Okay.
yeah,
basically-
yeah. I'm trying to force myself to do more.
Yeah,
Not
but those are
necessarily.
really hard jokes to write. Like there's a blending jokes usually gets pre-written because it is hard to write them because the thing that makes them work is that it's clever. Like everybody's got the setup, now then you're gonna have to pay it off. And you can as you sit down and write these, there'll be a lot. Again, it's mixing stories. Okay, what was your second one? Did you get that?
The Trump children don't give each other presents for Christmas. They give each other.
Herpes.
Willies.
And we'll see what I don't understand is what the flow should be. Like, do I let the audience say it and say and then I give the answer? Like, how does that work?
I think you give a short line of funny things, and then maybe the audience can or not.
And you
Maybe
can,
keep
you
it
can
all
ask
in-
the audience, and then you come up also with your joke, with the actual
At
answer.
the end.
But now I'm thinking Trump versus the Obamas in Family Feud.
Oh, that would be
Phil?
You could also just misdirect them to think that they have the number one answer and be like, oh, we actually surveyed 100 politicians or something like that. So it's
Oh, I love
you're
that.
just tricking
So
the
you
audience.
pretend like you have the real answers.
You could just bypass that part and just go directly to the survey says, and everybody's gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Or you could tell people,
Right.
oh no, that's the answer to this other survey.
I will tell you, it's really disappointing to expect creativity from the audience.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, give me 5 before you're expecting, because I've already paid you to entertain me. So.
Right.
So one of the answers was like polymarket tips for that Christmas gift joke. Like, do I then do a joke about polymarket tips, or do I just move on to the next survey question? Like,
It'll run out of gas quickly. Like
Yeah.
Family Feud isn't a particularly popular show right now. People will get it, you'll hit a couple of jokes, and then it'll probably run out.
Hmm.
But I don't know, maybe
so like
people
transition
have
into
fun with
something
it.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe you goof on Steve Harvey for a little bit as you're coming in.
Or again, switching stories like Trump. You do Trump. The more clever the stories, the stories will re-energize every time you move to a new story, stuff like that. But that's great. Yeah, pairings like that. Again, a simple technique, and you're off and running with punches.
Nice.
Okay.
All the different game shows you could play, the new Hollywood Squares.
So,
I can do something.
Oh, it was an old game show. I think they re-realized it.
You know, I used to think I'd amount to something, but I just didn't have any goals. I've been thinking a lot about soccer lately. No idea why. Why are these countries so obsessed with it? I mean, eating 70 hot dogs in 15 minutes, that's an obsession. Do you guys remember when that Colombian guy had the own goal? It was like 20 years ago. He went back to Colombia and he was shot outside of the bar by other Colombians. I mean, that's an obsession. Killing people for stupid reasons? That's our thing. You can't take that. Let's think of these countries. Brazil, Portugal, Mexico, Spain, Paraguay, Uruguay, all the Guays, Spain. I'm seeing a trend here. All these countries, I think they owe us something, I think they owe white people a giant thank you. Am I right? Maybe not. What I'm thinking is, we give them the chance to kick a little ball, and isn't that equal to killing about 1 million people and taking over the country? I think it's a nice little fair exchange.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
The first premise is I think I'm watching too much World Cup soccer.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the underlying premise. I'm watching so much it's starting to affect my daily life. So what else you got there? Because the goals, like everybody, is trying to find comedy in that one.
Well, there's a callback. That's the callback one. Yeah, it's much later.
Yeah, but if you're going to use it up front, it's got to get snappy enough to get a laugh.
Once you start changing things that are normal in your life to how they would behave if it was soccer, like instead of getting laid all the time, you only get laid once or twice. Like,
I want an offside joke in there too somewhere.
Yeah,
There's a red card joke somewhere in there too.
Yeah. So again, lay out all the things that are typically in soccer, already pre-soaked with comedy or people know about soccer, and then think about his everyday life, like if it's suburban, white, married guy life, dad life, and just start mixing them.
Yeah, you accidentally kicked your toe and now you flopped all over the floor.
Oh yeah, but there was no one there to see it, so I didn't get
Yeah.
I didn't get a kick.
My wife came in and gave me a red card because I was flopping.
Or my wife walked past me and I fell down like
I told her foul, something like that.
Yeah, like I relate more to soccer than football because there's so much less scoring.
There you go. It reminds me of my sex life. So much less scoring.
Yeah, I can relate. Sorry.
So again, pairing, right? And you're kind of mixing these back and forth. The challenge to the writers is to find the most clever things in there that other people haven't already found.
Mm-hmm.
Like red card is good because it's something that everybody knows, but there's other stuff deeper like corner kick.
Yeah.
And with writers, really good writers, they won't use again, this goes back to the 0 to 13. You're trying to find the more unique angles that will still work and people will get it, but nobody else has done that angle yet. Like a header or, whatever.
It was in your head.
When I argue with my wife, she's very forward, but I'm more of a defender.
I'm stealing the scoring.
There's definitely something about like the goalie being the only person that can touch the
Oh
balls.
yeah, I haven't used my hands in 3 days.
Yeah, my wife won't use my hands either.
Yeah, she for different reasons.
Right, so that's what you're doing, okay? And again, as writers, if you're just pulling out the things that everybody's already seeing, then I'm not impressed. What I want is a writer mind that's either disciplined enough to go down into the details or just does it naturally. Okay, good. Feel of the Blackbeard.
Alright, so my mom's so broke she has to live with me. So we could have more space, I'm saving up for a house, a nursing home. It's all a good time. I've heard retirement homes are like that show Love Island. There's couple swapping, slow entrances, and people get eliminated every week. And it's pretty predictable who's gonna go next. Because they're crying like a lot. And saying, I'm not ready to leave. Those are the rules.
So was the premise that you moved in with your mom?
No, the other way around.
Yeah.
His mom moved in with him, he said.
He's
That was
like
the first
pre-nursing homing her.
I haven't you in the nursing home though.
I was gonna say it would be hilarious if you did it where you moved in with your mom, but she lives at a nursing home.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's the image I got. Like,
Yeah,
I know what
that's what
you said at first,
Yeah,
but then
that's
somehow
what
the
I
play out was all kind of you are living with her and seeing all these things happen around you.
There's more of a mix of the show and that, but I guess you'd have to
that
watch
would
the
be
show to get some of that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That
I
would
think
be
it's a
hilarious
great
sketch.
concept.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Mixing The Bachelor with nursing homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of a red rose, they're giving you, a bottle of
An oxygen
formaldehyde.
Golden deadpan.
Huh?
Golden
Who's gonna
deadpan.
get-
Or like some like Metamucil or something.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really strong mix.
Fiber gummies.
That balloon shows the oxygen tank and everybody has a lighter. Don't want them to light
What
their
are other
lighter.
things from The Bachelor that would be able to drop in there? Or Love Island or any of them. It doesn't really matter.
Well, old people are fucking a lot in nursing homes.
Yeah.
They
Like,
are.
they're passing a lot of STIs.
Oh yeah. No,
That's like
it's 100%
Yes,
true.
It's the highest STD rates in nursing homes.
Especially in
You
Florida.
sit in our
Thank
office,
you.
lots of comments.
Thanks to Viagra.
yes, but do they remember any of it? That's
Ah! And they died during sex because of the fire.
And sex.
if Kevorkian only knew, like, all you had to do is get rid of people is just to give them too much Viagra and, keep the nurse on a regular schedule.
A lot of sex happens because they keep forgetting which bed is theirs.
Okay?
There you go.
Yeah, there's a ton here. I would keep, running this premise because it's going to sound really clever too. Because these two things about dating and bachelor shows, which are kind of crazy pre-soap comedy anyway, mixing those with death, that may even work in Austin, because it's about death, so it's edgy enough. You could throw some lines in there that'd be like, people are like, oh shit.
A little bit of racing.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, good. Yeah, I like that set. Is that everybody? So what's your name again?
Me?
Yeah.
Tori?
Tori, jump up and do something.
Oh, I don't
Talk
have
Come on,
anything.
you
Just
can do
talk.
something.
That's right.
Come
Just tell us
on.
about your life and let these people turn into a little bit of stand-up.
Just talk about anything. Anything.
Give us your tiny bio. Who are you?
Just say
Okay.
a joke. You got a million jokes.
Don't have to do jokes. Just tell us. Yeah, we'll help you with the jokes.
Or talk about one of your scripts for
It doesn't have to be funny, we can make it funny.
Okay, you just want me to say who I am? Is that
Sure.
good? Okay. I live in a van full time. I make YouTube videos full time, and I just travel and make vlogs for a living. And now I'm here for some reason. I don't know why I'm here. I just kind of travel everywhere and I don't really have a plan.
Okay, start with that. I live in a van full time. So, like our techniques, the things that we're working on that, just sort of master comedy writing techniques, just reverse it. Instead of I live in a van full time, I live in a submarine, what?
The luxurious.
Helicopter full time?
Uh-huh.
There are no
Or
helicopter
even,
lights.
I live in an Amazon man full time.
No,
Well,
I like the
Joke's on you because we
Short
actually
time between
do.
placing the order.
Change the vehicle. Like just play around with it.
No, I like it
Like
if
what's
she-
a funny vehicle?
If she just really talks about it like it's not a van, and then she finishes with, "Oh, it's a van."
Mm,
You know, it's
okay.
like, I live in this luxurious, carpet-lined,
Oh yeah.
most exquisite,
Victorian.
Yeah,
like,
I've got this stuff, and oh, it's a van.
Yeah, like more descriptive, leather couches
Classic
and
detailing.
the wood. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic detailing.
Okay, go back to my technique. Flip it. Somebody find me a very funny other automobile.
I don't know, very funny.
Vehicle.
But if you're an influencer, what if you're giving like a realistic tour of the van? Because that kind of might suck sometimes. Like if you're not used to it, right? Like you have to shit in a little bowl and then clean it out. What if you only focus on the terrible things? But then you do it upbeat, like you're an influencer really trying to sell us something.
Oh yeah.
Or you're
Welcome
like-
to my home.
I like it.
Or you go after influencers,
All right, so go back to my technique.
Mini Cooper.
And I want, as the head writer, I'm the head writer in this moment. Take the van and flip it. Because there's a lot of van life people, right? And that's a very cool thing on Instagram and social media.
You don't hear
Are
about
people
the Mini
doing
Cooper
this
like
with other kind of vehicles?
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Right.
Okay,
It's
the
a
Wienermobile is
Volkswagen.
funny.
Like
With a Volkswagen.
This is I live on top of a bulldozer.
Custom dumpster.
Oh.
You live in a mini Bradley Cooper.
I got the.
Like a tricked out dumpster, like Pimp My Ride on
I live in the
MTV.
back of a
Okay.
haunted
I live on a
pyramid.
moped full time.
Moped full time. Keep going.
Okay.
Like the dog van from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
The Shaggy
I live in
Wagon.
the back of a haunted ambulance.
I live in the back of a hearse.
A
Yeah,
hearse.
there you
A
go.
hearse would be nice.
Okay, so that's now starting into something you can see as funny.
But it's haunted.
Because now you're mixing van life with hearse life.
Hearse life.
Because I'm.
But
Okay,
then,
so that's one.
how about like it freaks people out when I come out of the coffin?
Mm. I sleep very soundly or something.
Yes, they sit. Yeah. Okay, what else?
His and hers.
Again,
I see the light, in every corner. Right, because it's like the traffic light.
Sure. Yeah, there's lots of depth stuff. So pick another technique and turn her stuff into more comedy.
I mean, what if she was trying to take the hearse and paint it differently so it doesn't look like a hearse, but it looks like it's the Volkswagen or the Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay, we're off hearse now.
Okay.
Okay, so that was just a reversal. It was just a flip.
Uh-huh.
But now take like van life and like think of the other things around it. Okay, she has to park somewhere every night, right?
Yep.
So pick some unusual pairing for her to park.
Park. Okay.
She parked the hearse at an elementary school.
Well, she's
It's just a van
It's
now.
not a hearse.
It's not a
We moved on from the hearse.
My bad. Sorry.
Although that would be funny.
Yeah.
Or parking outside of a a retirement center.
Yeah, at Phil's retirement center. It was too noisy, kept her
Moved
phone.
in with Phil's mom at retirement center.
Where else could she park that, again, sort of think of, it's either very similar, they're contrasted, or you're gonna merge them. Where else could she park? That'd be funny.
In the van.
She's in the van now.
Trying to think of like the world's most secure, secretive location, and you just happen to stumble
Area
upon it and
51.
park it there.
Ford.
Think of pre-soaks. What are funny places?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. I only park near Chuck E. Cheese's. Every night.
Strip clubs.
I keep orange cones so like nobody messes with me because they think I'm gonna shut off their water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Police stations, I only sleep, at police stations. Again, you're just cycling through until you find something you're like, oh,
Free
these two
donuts.
work.
I park right outside the tow company, so.
Well, maybe Tori can tell us what's the
Okay.
funniest place.
Yeah, that way you want far to go. You want far to go.
What are some odd places you parked?
I find churches kick me out a lot. Ironically.
Oh,
That's it.
That's the joke. That's the joke, because it's like,
Jesus doesn't want
what is
me
God
in the
trying
van.
to tell me?
Jesus anti-van.
It's because
Jesus saves.
Jesus
the
is
parking
in
lot.
so that makes no sense.
There's a Bethlehem joke in there somewhere.
I'm from Bethlehem. That's where I was born and raised.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just writing itself.
All around the
You're
world.
just like Jesus. You
I think this bit is
Pennsylvania.
running itself.
Yeah,
How
handed that
about,
one.
I mean,
how about
Not much there.
pedophile park?
What? There's a pedophile park?
Yeah, in
Where-
Florida,
Pat, keep that to yourself.
there's a park or for like those portable homes and they have all the pedophiles live in the same area so they can be comfortable.
Like a pedophile mobile park.
Okay.
There's one, it's in Florida. I forgot the name of it.
It's
the
on
church-
wheels. They're all on wheels because every time they build a new school, they gotta move somewhere else.
There's gotta be like 5 tags in that church thing.
Oh
Like
my
there's
God,
gotta
I
be like
came
5
to
tags in
Texas.
that. Like,
Yesterday
oh, like
I
what is
got
Jesus
kicked out.
trying to tell me? You know, like, but like, there's gotta be a bunch of tags in that.
You only park outside of federal prisons.
The Bible said to house the homeless. That's good.
Yes, but the van life, fuck those people. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
Not
subtext
the
of the
nice,
Bible.
like bougie homeless, just the.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta commit to the bit. It's gotta be truly
Not
homeless
homeless.
if you want their help.
Okay, tell us one. Like you must hit a lot of roadkill. Like you're on the road all the time. Do you
Yeah.
collect road? Like, have you ever
Like
hit
our-
anything with your van?
Like RFK. Have you done?
No, nope. Nothing like
What else happens on the road?
Somebody hit her. She was like in a sandwich car accident the other day.
What about cops? How many tickets have you got?
To get tickets, something?
Never got a ticket. They just kind of like, they're nice. They just go.
They look at her and they like,
I'm like,
oh,
buy a deer or something.
she's not black.
I'm sure they are. Meanwhile, if Michael or Gilly was driving the van, they'd be in prison by now for 42 years.
Called Pervert
What else?
Park.
What?
It's called Pervert Park. It's in Florida.
Glad they chose the alliteration at least. You know?
Thank God you're honed in on this.
Like I'm an influencer that spends all her time trying not to be noticed.
Right there.
That would be a good. That would be a good
let's-
vlog.
That's another area of it, right? She's a YouTube influencer, so you can, again, apply the techniques. What do you guys find in there? Like I sell versions of my life or pieces of my daily life.
What are you influencing people to do?
How to become homeless.
Imagine like,
There you go. See, I'm just saying, like,
Into the wrong place.
I'm a reverse career.
if somebody's an influencer.
A reverse career counselor. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That is what you are. Like, don't go to college, just live in a van. And like little girls are like, I want to be just like you.
There are a lot of people that look at that stuff and want to do it, right?
I'd be.
So your role model is this Chris Farley, right?
See, again, like everybody wants to go to the things that have already been used.
Yeah.
He's used that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's culturally
Oh
famous.
yeah, it was meme. Yeah, it was meme.
Which means there's tons of more energy in it for comedy. All right, he just grabbed one little element of it. So yeah.
Well, like, I decided to protest life and my parents and I don't like them, so I'm going to church.
Phil is yelling out, man. You got a big voice.
What?
So you got a big voice, just dominate everybody.
Okay, yeah, so just smash the like button so I don't have to park at a Walmart anymore. You have to like take all the like least romantic things about your van life and just
Please
get on
subscribe. Please.
All my viewers are under 10, so I keep telling the kids to get in the van.
Subscribe so I can afford Buc-ee's. Come on.
Yeah, I actually listened to the guy who told me to get in a van when I was a kid. It's like, and I took his advice. I'm in a van.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There was no
There you
candy.
go. That's
He's
Yeah,
chopped
it's like
up
if you
in little
take-
pieces in the back of my van.
Take it apart, right? I think we might talk about this next week too, but specifics, that's where the comedy is. So every little thing you get as a scene, I don't know why this is in front of me, every time you get something, take it apart and go, okay, van. Van is already, there's van shoes, there's, down van by the river.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh,
Van Gogh.
right? There's got to be a pun.
Yeah.
I'm so good at it, they call me
Van
Van Gogh.
Do you have certain spots in your van where you have to take your shoes off and where shoes are permitted in other areas?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a normal person.
It's a home. This is my home.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Don't you respect my 6x6 home?
Yeah, come on.
So yeah, there's tons there. So again, the techniques that would, by the time we get done with this, there'll be 50 techniques up there at least. That again, if your brain just gets used to using them, it cycles through and the pleasure of your brain gets is the dopamine hits of when you find the really cool ones. Like Van Gogh, I think that's really funny because I love puns. So there's something in there, and I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah.
You know, because anything that's sort of popular online, if you follow Twitter or, you know, there's so many people writing this stuff that almost everything has been mined in some way or another. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. Like take your own take, your own version of it, and you know, run with it. Rip Van Winkle. There's, you know, anytime you find Van somewhere else,
Van
you can
Morrison.
start Van Morrison.
Van Diesel.
Van Diesel. Van Diesel. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Like,
living in a van wears Vans.
JD Vans.
JD Vans.
You switched
I like that. That was good.
We haven't done wordplay yet, but I use wordplay a lot to write because, again, it leads you to things that you're not logically going there. You're just doing associational thinking. So it takes you somewhere that nobody expects because the words just match. And then they're kind of paired up, and all of a sudden you get this weird, you know, symmetry or chemistry between them. So it's a great way to just generate comedy. Like the carbon dating joke is literally me just seeing somebody online saying I'm dating again, and me going, oh, carbon dating, because those match up. And then if you actually look at dating, there's a bunch of other adjectives that work around it, and you could write other jokes around it. So yeah, questions. Questions. Let's see, housekeeping stuff. I have something I wanted to mention to everybody. Was it? Watch out for Pat and his pervert park. That's on there. Oh, I know what it is. Again, sort of career stuff. This is sort of for writer careers. Erin actually got paid this week for writing.
We'll get more to raise my hand tomorrow.
She wrote for Joe Ellis's talk show down at the Creek and Cave. That was Thursday night. She actually got some jokes in the monologue, so her job is safe, which is what that means. Like when you're on a writing staff, and if you see your stuff appear, you're like, ah, fuck, I'm still hired, which is a great feeling.
That was me, like, we were all in like Google Docs, and she was like, okay, well, I'm putting my draft of my, so like I periodically check. My joke still there?
Oh, it's a thing. It's like literally playing the slots at in Vegas. You're like, come on, because it's going to pay off for you. You're gonna, you get things out of it. And Joe sent me her original draft that she had in her teleprompter, and I did like a 20-minute rewrite on it to turn it into, much more just tighter script with more jokes in it.
It's smoother.
Easier to say. Like, people make the mistake on talk shows, they don't realize that every single thing has been turned into stimulating words. So they'll say things like, hey, welcome to the show, everybody gonna have a good time tonight? That's boring. Those are two boring sentences. So it should be, hey, welcome to the show, assholes, or whatever. And you can actually see hosts doing this.
Greatest night of your lives.
They will not say cliches. They will not let a deadline happen. That's also why they have like co-hosts and band leaders and stuff.
She had a good warm up this time. The first time he was kind of
Courtney's great. He could work as a professional warm up.
Gave great instructions to the audience. The audience was better trained to be a better audience.
All those things. Again, like when you go in and turn something professional, you don't leave anything that has any boredom in it. And so, but it was cool to see you get stuff on the show. I think Rock also wrote, and Sean.
Rock and Sean, and I forget the other guy's name because I didn't really know him. But he came and like got her a band and pulled his own bit for it.
Producer, yes. I love it. Anybody doing cool things to make things better is always welcome. So yeah, that was cool. And again, as you develop this stuff, like the van life stuff, like if you have an area of expertise, deep expertise, then you learn the comedy techniques, there's a lot you can do with it. So my buddy who wrote for Car Talk, he did this for 8 years, he wrote their social media.
Oh, cool.
Car Talk is two car experts who are pretty funny, and they would just take call-ins for 4 hours on the radio. But they didn't want to write their own social media, so they needed somebody who knew cars and was also a comedy writer. And my buddy Jim Hanna used to work on Jay Leno's cars. He's a great comedy writer, but whenever we were off, I worked with Dennis Miller, we had a week off or whatever, he would just go work as a mechanic. because he liked
it.
But deep expertise matched up with comedy writing gives you verticals that you can get work in. So, always be thinking about, like, Jason's not here, does construction. Like, you all got some other areas of work expertise that you can, if you learn the comedy techniques, again, sort of go into those areas. People do stand-up in their occupational areas that they know, their accountant stand-ups, lawyer stand-ups, all that kind of stuff. But it's just, you got to match up, your comedy techniques have to get as strong as your knowledge. And when you can marry those up, there's lots of things you can start to get work in. Let's see, the stand-up thing, like for people who got here late, I'm going to move that online. So every week we'll still do the 1 to 3 like this, which, as you can see, the last hour was all stand-up work kind of anyway.
Right.
But I want to do something more if we're going to put that much energy into working on stand-up every week. I want it to be more organized and effective than just sort of speed verbal for 3 minutes, like as you try to get through jokes and I stop you, 20 seconds into your bit because I hear something isn't developed yet. But online, go ahead and do your full bit. So it's going to go like this. You're going to put something online that you're going to record yourself doing. You're also going to give the script. I'm going to give, I'll put people in cohorts, so at least it's organized. We have like 5 people who are not required, but work with each other. And then it'll also be open up to the full group. And then maybe we'll meet once a week online for a couple hours and sort of go through this stuff. But I think that'll pay off more than just trying to do it all super fast here. Because last week it was so frenetic for that hour. I'm like, it's like you guys in here start talking, and the people over here
It was a lot.
crushed
Yeah,
by
it
sound.
was a lot.
Like even just David's voice was enough to fill the entire space.
In the back of the house.
Yeah.
It just cuddles.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna move that around and change it.
How long are the recordings?
I would say, like, it just depends on how long. It doesn't make a difference, but no more than 5 minutes.
No more than 5.
Because nobody's going to really want to listen to you for 5 minutes on material you're working on. So usually 1 to 3 is plenty. And you notice, like, even in here, like when Craig did Family Feud in the news, that was like one concept and then a quick punch, but it could be, a very expanded bit. So what you want is people getting your concepts, using a little bit of their mental power, brain power, not a lot because they're not going to do that, but enough to expand it. If you got 15 people doing that, you'll get a lot of ideas really fast. And if it's organized in text online, then it's much more usable.
So are we still going to be here in person, or is it going to all be online?
For the stand-up writing, it's probably just going to be all online because the stand-up accelerator is still there for in-person stuff.
Okay, so Sunday's still in person, but Saturdays will be
The general comedy writers 1 to 3 will still be in person. This is just for
That
stand-up.
thing that he added to the front.
Oh, you mean
That
the
12 to 1 thing.
Yeah, last week were you here? We did
I wasn't here.
noon. We did noon to 1. We just did comedy. It was a little crazy.
2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
So 1 to 3 every Saturday is still good, and then the Creek and Cave has been pretty consistent lately from 3 to 5. And what are we doing tomorrow? Stories down there. So
Cool.
questions? Anything?
What's next week in this workshop? Do you announce that in advance? No.
He decides on Friday. It's going
Do
to
you
be
have any homework?
I don't know what's the difference of what we're doing next soon. What's happening exactly?
Somebody straightened out for Pat after.
I don't know what's so different.
I feel like
You know the 1 hour that's
Aaron's going to straighten you out.
I'll talk to you after this. I'll straighten you out. That's my best thing as a queer person.
I kind of picked just because I want people to.
Your girlfriend.
I mean, I kind of want it to fit what we're doing, like so that it works off the thing before. But do you want homework? You want to do some homework? Because I usually don't even collect give you assignments and we don't collect them. Like we did the jelly roll thing. Like
I have a sheet of paper with all my jelly rolls.
I know, but we can't. Again, like verbally, just.
I like homework. I feel like I didn't have time to think about this week's topic. That's why I'm asking for next. I'm not gonna be here next week, but at least I can still think about it.
If I was gonna be here,
Yeah.
I would totally do
I
it.
would be the best
God damn it.
I'm going to DC to look at
If I were to imaginary call you out on your lack of structure.
The homework thing is a good idea. Just be like, all right, go like take this technique and then write this much material on it. So, you know,
Yeah,
it's
a
up
lot
to
of
you
people
to
work
do
well
it.
on assignment, so I'll give you. It's no big deal.
I like it.
Like pairings. So this was what we did this week. Do you want one to play that out, or do you want one that's
I want,
I like
so
that.
like think about whatever you're going to talk about next week. So we can.
I like homework that we can
Preset
put in our
ourselves in
portfolio.
this.
You know, like
Yeah.
whether it's a routine, whether it's a story.
Well, the problem is like I can't like if I tell you what it is, I have to explain it, and then that's it. Okay, so we're gonna do pairings. I don't care if it's like picking similarities, contrasts, or mergers. And your homework is to like to me the thing you get the most out of is what we're doing in there. Then like take this world, lay out all the pieces of it. Take this world, lay out all the pieces of it, and then start mixing and matching them in little crosses, like back and forth, like those kind of, questions you used to get about match the things on tests. Because if your brain starts to do that, you're going to generate lots of punchlines really fast.
This is like this is to this is this is to this.
So let's take something from again, I don't care. Let's take something from the world of sports. Of any sport, can be any sport you want, can be World Cup, football, I don't care, anything. And pick at least one thing from the world of fashion and mix them.
Fashion.
So it's like New York runway, or it's Fashion Week in New York or in Paris, and mix that with a sport and see what you
Runway
get.
gridiron.
You'll see it instantly. But try to do it in a disciplined way. Lay these things out that are funny, that you find interesting. Lay these things out and then just start mixing and matching. And if you don't like fashion, pick something else. There's no real structure to it other than mix a couple things intricately.
I don't know shit about fashion. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Right, well,
I wasn't
some
gonna
people don't know
mention
shit
it.
about sports. That's why it's kind of an interesting topic.
I don't know shit about either one. I say that.
I have an old bit, very old bit that I did about, I used to, first 20, 30 minutes probably was from Kentucky, because I'm from Kentucky, so I did a thing about, I think redneck fashion can, compete with New York fashion any day. Like I want to see a redneck fashion show. Like this week, there's Jimmy Hayes. He's in a half cut off football t-shirt jersey, and Who Farted t-shirt, and cleats. So whatever. And it was just doing the way that they do that with redneck stuff becomes really funny and really intricate. There's like 12 jokes in each one of those things.
That's a skit. Yeah, the hillbilly runway.
Yeah, but it's literally just this technique and then details.
It's also a research exercise. It's just like it's like you write down everything that you know of, and then you just start picking things on the topic and just start reading and adding.
Yeah, and if you don't like doing that, that's cool. That just means you're not probably a writer brain. You may be a speed creator or a performer, but writers be like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do this for a couple hours. It's super cool. Okay, that's it.
Thanks.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this camera on fire yet or what?
One of the things I wrote